right now, so I thought we might as well do it on the internet.
You're damn right.
Let's see here.
So how about
do that?
Dude,
I don't think they say his name. He's just Coach Beard.
Coach Beard.
I could have sworn they said it.
I think they said it once. Yeah. I kind of feel like they did, and but I'm not 100% sure. I can't be sure.
Let's ask the people out there. Are we live? Are we on?
Yeah, we're on the internet.
I'm live right now.
Yes, we're 28 seconds in. Oh, nobody's watching, but I have to do Jamie's favorite part.
You got to share.
Yeah. I got to make sure my phone's on silent so I don't get yelled at.
I'm going to share the YouTube.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do it. I dare you. Look at Bill and Adrian checking out their
that's
their
cute.
new. I wonder if that's first time meeting them, I guess. That's exciting.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to them.
You still looking up? Be Coach Beard.
Evan's in the house. What's up, Evan?
What's up, Evan?
Yo, Evan was good.
Yeah, we're asking the people out there, for all the Ted Lasso fans, does Coach Beard, do they ever say his name?
Yeah.
Is he just Coach Beard?
Does anybody know his first name? Did he? I could have swore he said it once. But what do I know? All right, here we go. We're going to share.
Better quality on YouTube.
Yeah, guys, if you're watching on Facebook, don't
smash that subscribe button on YouTube.
Go look on YouTube because according to Fish and a couple other people, the quality is much better.
So if you're enjoying this on your actual TV and not just your mobile device, this is sound and solid advice for you.
Yeah, definitely check it out. You should do it.
I just shared the link on Facebook.
I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try it. Where else do I want to go? I'm going to try to just post to a bunch of extra groups that we don't normally do, like New Holland Yard Sale.
Oh, wow.
I'm just kidding.
Do it. You might as well.
Yeah, it'll get taken down, but I'm going to do it. I just did it. How about a keto?
Take that, New Holland.
Keto group. Ketogenic diet. Take that, New Holland. That's hilarious. We just have to immediately right now start talking about yard sales so they think it has something to do with that.
So this weekend at my yard sale in New Holland, I'm going to be selling.
You can do 5 minutes of Tradio or something.
My whole Pez collector collection, dispenser collection is what I should have said.
That's hilarious. Oh, real quick, just while we're doing this, I passed Homebrew Nerds. When I was at Treehouse recently, I had a peach alter ego.
Okay.
It was amazing. So much fresh peach flavor. So I started looking up stuff on the beer maker on how to try to pull that off. So it's going to be really sweet with the peach. So I'm also hopping it like crazy too.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what's going to happen, but Robin's mom randomly dropped off a bunch of peaches.
Nice.
And I did so I actually made real peach puree.
Millions of peaches.
Yeah, peaches for me.
Millions of peaches.
Peaches for free.
Wow.
Right?
Look out.
Wow. All right, let me do one more quick share to the main page.
Criminally underrated band.
The presidents of
the United States.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. People are like,
the guitarist used 2 strings.
4th of July weekend.
Grab his dick and twist it.
Yeah, happy 4th of July weekend.
A lot of dick twists going on out there this weekend. True.
Probably.
I don't see how it's not a possibility at this point.
Right.
I mean, it's a 3-day weekend. At least one of those
Only
days.
3 days?
I got off tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
4-day weekend.
Dick and twist it. Oh my god, dude.
Oh my god, dude.
Woo!
All right. You guys ready to do this?
I'm ready. You ready?
Yeah. We're ready.
The following is a Just Green production brought to you by the Might Be News Network.
Woo!
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Might Be Brews, episode 58, the podcast where we explore the people, places, and brews of the craft beer world. My name is John. With me, as always, Mr. Steve. Mr. Steve, happy Bonnie Bonilla Day.
It is, and he was my toast of the week.
Was he?
He absolutely is my toast of the week. We'll get into that later.
But how you doing today?
I'm doing well. I've bought beers based off the name.
Okay.
I've bought beers because it had a cool label.
Yeah.
I've never bought a beer because of the cap.
Yeah. That's
Ooh,
wild.
look at that.
Very interesting.
That's the only reason I bought this beer.
Let me see that thing. Let's
So
just put it
show
up
that
here
to the people.
to the camera if you guys can see it. That's very interesting. It's bottle caps, usually you can just use a whatever, twist off, but that's got its own little device. But let's keep the introductions going. We've got Brother Man Taylor running the board today. How you doing?
All right. What's going on, everybody?
And our special guest, our friend, but also representing our sponsor, Linode.com. Rob, how you doing, Rob?
Good. How are you?
Awesome. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Thank you for having me.
Before we get into it, check out mbnnetwork.com. It's never been easier to find your new favorite podcast. Make sure you're following us on YouTube. Guys, if you're watching on Facebook right now, search for MBN Network on YouTube. The stream is also there. The chat is also there. Supposedly, it's in HD, much higher quality, so check that out. Also, check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/MBN Network. Sign up, $5 a month, get you bonus episodes, enter into giveaways, and a lot more. Shout out to Eunomia CBD also, eunomiacbd.com. Use promo code MBN. 20% off, free shipping, and a free gift. That's EUNOMIACBD.com. And of course, our sponsor, Linode.com. Accelerate innovation with Linode's simple, affordable, and accessible Linux cloud solutions and services. Go to Linode.com/NBN, create an account, and get a $100 credit. Rob, we're so happy to finally have you here. You guys have been friends for a while. You guys have known each other for a good little bit, right?
2 years, right?
2 years, 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I just got to meet you more recently, but really appreciate you hanging out, and it's always been fun chatting with you. And you got us hooked up with Wrong Crowd,
Yeah.
which was really cool, and it was nice to get to know him and do that show. But
I brought some of his beer to drink.
nice, awesome.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
So, what's the story there? You're like a big. We kind of talked about that, right, on that show.
Yeah, I kind of walked in there one night.
Yeah, and they weren't quite open yet,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they still,
Yeah.
hung out with you, and
Yeah, Dan's been a good guy.
Yeah,
He
that's really
still
cool.
is. He's a great guy.
yeah, great guy, good stuff.
Yep.
So tell us about what we cracked here.
I know nothing about it.
Okay.
Besides
But-
besides the bottle cap.
So last weekend, I went up to Emmaus, Pennsylvania,
Uh-huh.
to see our Dave McAdoo from formerly of Colony
Yeah.
Brewery.
How's he doing?
Or Colony Meadery. He's doing
Yeah,
great.
good.
He's not with Colony anymore. He's doing some other stuff. But I was up there a little early, so I went to Shangy's. And if anybody knows Shangy's is probably the biggest beer distributor you've ever been in. It's got everything. So I was walking through, and I saw this cap. I was like, "What the heck's this cap doing?" So I bought it, and
Yeah.
it's a
It's delicious.
it's a yuzu lager.
Yeah,
So-
is that a style of lager, or is that the brewery?
I
Probably
think
the brewery,
I
right?
think it's a lager with yuzu, which is like a Japanese citrus fruit.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
there's some citrus in that. Right?
Yeah.
Nice.
The
It's-
brewery is Hokkaido Brewing.
It's very clear, and I'm not trying to say that it should be hazy, but it really doesn't even
It
have
looks like-
much of a golden color. It's borderline cider looking.
It's almost like ginger ale in color.
Yeah,
almost.
exactly.
A
It
little
doesn't
lighter,
have
maybe.
as much of that golden color that you would get, but makes you wonder what the grain bill would be on something like this.
Maybe some.
Little known fact, my wife went to Emmaus High School.
Oh, nice. I used to teach the Emmaus High School marching band.
There you go. Well, see?
Was she in the marching band?
No.
Oh,
but
then I didn't teach
basketball.
her. Yeah. They have good sports teams.
Not when she was there.
No?
The story for another day.
It's amazing that it's a lager because it's very it's got a lot of carb. It's really hitting me kind of like I don't know if it's cider or what, but
To me, it tastes like what I actually have two more of. It tastes like a shandy. It tastes like a half lemonade, half lager.
Yeah.
There's a
Yep.
little crispness there, but this thing is over the top with that lemon flavor to it.
I could crush those all day.
All day.
But what was that? That was like the cost of like a pint. That was like $5.50 for the bottle, right?
Yeah. I can't say all of Shangy's prices were the cheapest.
For one bottle. That's the price for one bottle?
Yeah, for that one.
This
I don't know if
wasn't the bottle in the 4-pack that just had the price tag.
No,
right?
no, it was a
Did my
single.
podcast sponsorship just go up?
I don't know. No,
That's crazy. That's
this
crazy.
is so good. This is so good.
Yeah.
Now I know where the money goes.
Yeah, exactly.
I never even that's a really good lemon flavored beer. Well, I mean, I'm sure it's not lemon flavored, but
No, it's absolutely
or whatever
it's
the
definitely lemon.
whatever the citrus
Yuzu.
is.
I've heard that used on like cooking shows,
Okay.
Really
like
good.
when I watch Top Chef.
Yeah.
But I've never experienced it personally to know what it really
5% too.
Gotcha. Interesting.
It's like adult juice boxes.
Yeah, right?
That's what
It's really good. You could drink that easy
easy.
all day.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Rob, I mean, one, I've been wanting to do a podcast with you for a while just to hang out. But I also wanted to try to, at least for anybody that's watching, them have a better idea of what exactly Linode is and what they do for people. And I feel like cloud computing is such like a broad brush that like I would love to kind of have some examples of how people actually use that service and what they do. Because I imagine that, you know, people that maybe develop apps or have websites that are, you know, interacting with people, you know what I mean? And you need to have internet access. I imagine in my head, right, the little bit of software knowledge that I have, back in the day, somebody would buy a software and the database and everything that has to do with that software is residing on site. So the only people that can access it and communicate with it and work with that program or whatever you're trying to do has to be on that network or communicating locally, right? So nowadays, that's kind of crazy to think about because people are always on the move. You need to work from home. You need to be able to do this and do that. So having the ability to build programs, apps, whatever it might be, web pages that are interactive where people can make changes and interact with it and do things from anywhere is why cloud computing is so huge.
Yeah.
Is that about right?
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
nailed it, and you did a great job last episode explaining Linode. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
And you might become a spokesperson for
Yeah.
Linode someday.
We'll
Who
see.
knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. And you know, the term that we use in the cloud computing world is on premise, right? So you used to have, you know, computers in a closet,
Yep.
you know,
Yeah.
or even your home computer was next to your desk,
Mhm.
right? And you know, everything is moving to the cloud, and everything meaning what you just mentioned,
Yep.
everything from somebody's cat blog all the way to, you know, machine learning, you know, deep fake videos, you know, video production that's, you know, the highest end motion picture quality video production.
Yeah.
It's all going to the cloud.
Sure.
And the reason why it's going to the cloud is more so because of the scalability of it, that
Yeah.
if you need more processing power or you need more disk space,
Yeah.
you don't have to go buy it off of Dell and wait for it
Right.
to come. The cloud computing vendor just gives it to you. You
Yeah.
pay more for it, but just gives it to you on the spot. If you need less, you dial it back.
Sure.
So that's the beauty of the cloud is that
That's
you don't have a
amazing.
physical machine, but then when you want to scale up or scale down from a hard disk based computer processing power, whatever it is,
Yeah.
RAM, it does it for you.
That's amazing. Well, the other thing that I was curious about is it seems like Linode offers a lot of tools that are included. So it's not just this server that exists, but there's also tools for people to use to create, it sounds like, right?
Yeah, and without getting too technical, you're exactly right. I mean, we provide a lot of free benefits, free extra benefits that
Mhm.
other cloud providers just can't afford to offer because
Yeah.
they're publicly owned. They don't have, you know, they can't invest money into their product like we can.
Sure.
You know, the analogy, because it's a beer podcast, right?
Yeah.
The analogy is, you know, when you think of the three largest cloud providers, it's
Yeah.
Amazon Web Services, AWS, Google Cloud, and Microsoft Azure. Right?
Yep.
So the comparison, and thanks to Mike Maney, our head of corporate communications, who said he was going to listen today, but he gave me this analogy.
Yeah.
It's like Anheuser-Busch, Heineken, and Molson Coors.
Sure.
Right? They're the three big
Yep.
beer players. Linode's Dogfish Head.
Yeah.
Right.
I gotcha.
So, you know, we're the provider that everybody kind of goes to because we're special.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We do things right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And when people learn about Linode, because we do have a a brand awareness, not problem, but we're a 17-year-old company and nobody knows about Linode.
Sure.
Right. We're a company that was built by developers for developers. And now as we try to expand and we want the developer or the enthusiast to use us, but we also want, companies to use us too, small and mid-sized businesses and enterprise businesses who are starting to find out about us and starting to use us by advertising on podcasts.
Sure,
that's how they find us.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's crazy to think about that. Like, nobody knows you guys have been around that long, but I think you guys probably have a good amount of customers. But compared to AWS and Microsoft and Google, I'm sure it's a lot different, right? But
we're a fraction.
Sure,
we're a fraction. We're an 18-year-old company with a 2-year-old marketing department.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Wow.
But what's crazy is the other thing that I think is probably really special about you guys is the support. Because when you try to deal with Google or you try to deal with an Amazon or whatever, you don't know who you're going to get on the phone. And sometimes it's out of country or somebody, and which is fine. But you know what I mean? Sometimes it's a crapshoot on who you're going to get and the level of support that you're going to get, because they're probably just following some kind of script based on what you tell them that can really lead you nowhere, or you're getting transferred around. But can you try to expand a little bit on how Linode helps, or what the support is and what your support goals are?
Yeah, again, you nailed it, and thank you for that. But it's it's the knowledge of our support staff, right? They're human support. It's 24/7, 365. They're super knowledgeable. There's no wait times. There's no handoffs.
Yeah.
You talk to somebody, and you're talking to somebody that's in Philadelphia, where our headquarters are.
Yeah.
And they're there to help you.
Yep.
And the reason why we're able to do that is we're not, publicly traded company. We're not venture backed. We're not, we don't have a board of directors to report to.
Yeah.
So we can literally take the money that we make, the profit that we make, and we can reinvest it into, our support team and our customer support and customer success team. And that's honestly, I've been at the company now for 18 months. That's one of the reasons why I was drawn to the company, just their attention and focus on the customer.
Sure.
Because as you said, it's lost now. It's lost in not just the cloud computing world, but in businesses in general.
It's funny you said that, because I feel like lately I've been dealing with that, where like I want to say like Sprint and T-Mobile and a couple other companies where, if I can't make the phone call, or you do make a phone call, right? And you do get something automated, and it's like, press 1 for this, press 2 for that. And you're going through menus and nobody really ends up helping you. Or if you go into a chat, the chat is just like giving you these like robot responses that are in no way helpful to what you need. And it's so difficult to get good support. So I think that's a huge thing. What I want to say, we're going to get back into beer, I promise, but anybody that's watching or listening, any of our friends, this is what I'm going to ask you to do us a favor. Everybody's work has an IT team. Somebody developing an app, somebody that is in charge of running all the software and stuff that you're using at your work, right? Because everything is moving to the cloud eventually. Like, so much stuff is there.
Yep.
Have them look into Linode, because another thing is price, right? Because if your company or anybody that that's doing something is running something on Google or AWS, they're probably going to save a good percentage of money.
Yeah, we have customers who save up to 50% when they move some of their workloads off of AWS or Google or to Linode. So
it seems like a no-brainer that like you're going to get incredible local service. You've got this, great product, and it's half the price. You know what I mean? Like, you guys have the ability to handle, I'm sure, like large clients, but also the ability to give like that service like you want from a good local company like a Dogfish Head.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess that's where the analogy ends, because our price and performance is lower than the big guys, but not like Dogfish Head. But we, I mentioned earlier that 18-year-old company with a 2-year-old marketing team, and we've had marketing before even I got there year and a half ago, right? But our focus has always been on word of mouth, and just the traditional attend an event, get some swag, get a free t-shirt, and try Linode. And now we're trying to build our presence in a much more global, much more larger scale. And, you and I, Taylor talked about podcasts, before, and, our investment in the MBN network and in Be Brews. I have some stats for you. Can I give them to you real quick? Because
I'd love to hear that.
They're going to knock your socks off. Right. So, past 6 months since January, we've sponsored over 50 podcasts. Those podcasts have done 365 episodes.
Wow.
Not that big of a number, right? But 365 episodes. There's been over 10 million downloads of those podcasts.
Wow.
10 million downloads of those podcasts. And we spent about $500,000.
Wow.
Wow.
So that's just one channel that we're doing. And you guys are part of that.
Yeah, sure.
You're part of that 10 million downloads. You're part of those 365 episodes. And you're part of those 50 podcasts. Thanks to Tim on our team for giving me those stats because I didn't have them today.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Awesome. That is really awesome.
But and I want to thank you guys for allowing us to come into your podcast and what you guys are doing. And we hope we can ride this out with you for a long time.
Absolutely, man. To add on to what you were saying, John, about telling people to go talk to people at work or friends of theirs that are doing computing and cloud computing and stuff like that, use the link that we got, and you also can claim $100 free credit with Linode as well. So we're talking about savings on top of savings on top of savings. And Rob, to get back to you, like, when we first started doing this, obviously nothing really that we do here at the network is really tech, centered. But we've really tried our best to push it. You're on the videos. We got, we're really trying to get Linode out there, just like we're trying to get out there. And we really appreciate.
Oh, it's no problem. And you guys are driving traffic. We look at it all the time.
That's awesome.
And we'll get those new customers and so forth. And thanks to this guy over here, for telling me about the podcasts and about the network. And it was the right time to give it a shot. I do have something for you guys before we move off the Linode.
Okay.
Yeah. We're a cloud computing company. We're a technology company, right? So we're full of swag.
Ooh,
right?
Nice,
full of swag, right? But we're also full of 2XL swag.
Yes.
Right?
Nailed it.
So I've got a bunch of stuff here.
Oh, sweet.
Right?
Wow.
I've got t-shirts for everybody. Right?
Sweet.
And you guys have to fight over these. I got some double XL sweatshirts.
Sweet.
I only have 2 of them, so you guys have to fight over them.
This is huge.
Thank you very much.
That is awesome. Thank you.
There's some Linode swag
That's
for
incredible.
everybody. And if 2XL is too small, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Take
man.
it.
That is awesome.
Really cool.
Oh, I'm pumped. Thank you, Rob.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
that's great.
I've actually looking forward to new shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pumped for it.
They're cool. Our team
Super
our
soft,
team
too.
does a
Yeah.
really good job. This is another one. Our team does a really good job with
They're
swag.
really nice.
Mitch
That's
on
awesome.
our creative team and his team and
It's awesome.
Jamie and her team, they do a wonderful job with this stuff. So
Nice.
Really cool. Thank you very much.
you're welcome.
Yeah, we are.
The crowd's loving it.
Yeah, we're very proud to be a part of that team and to work with you guys. And so we're just going to try to do everything we can to keep up the good work.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
everybody that's a listener, please do us a favor. Check out the website. Tell your friends. And
And who knows, you might get a t-shirt.
Yeah,
you
that might
might.
happen.
You might get a t-shirt. You might save $100.
Yeah.
You might get employee of the month.
Yeah, for saving your company, thousands of dollars a month.
You might get a bonus at work.
I mean, think about it. Stuff like Untapped, that's got to be run through cloud computing. There's cloud servers and
Oh yeah.
everybody that's using that on their phone. Anything that you use on your phone is that's connecting back to the internet. I mean, everything is pretty much so.
So do you guys know what deepfakes are? Because I just found out about them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're incredible.
That's incredible stuff.
And there's like the leading deepfaker, if that's a word. Right?
Yeah.
It is.
He does his stuff on Linode. And
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think I posted a Facebook one he did where he mixed was it Mr. Robot? My Robot. Mr. Robot and The Fly.
Okay.
I didn't see that
It
one.
was unreal. I'll send it to you guys. It's crazy.
Was there a Tom Cruise and
There was
one
one
of the
where-
late night hosts?
Yeah.
Bill Hader. There was one where
Is that what it
Bill
was?
Hader. I think that was his because Bill Hader was doing a Tom Cruise impression,
It might
but then
have
his face would change.
Yeah.
Like when he did the impression to Tom Cruise, so he would
Google-
do his voice.
If you Google deepfake Mr. Robot and The Fly, it's pretty
Wild.
damn good.
You see that? I mean, it's not a good one, but did you see that one with Burt Kreischer and Tom Segura with that
No.
weird wedding thing? See
No.
that one? No,
Uh-uh.
we don't need to go any further. But,
They're great.
but they're funny. Yeah, it's crazy the technology that's out there, and it's interesting. I can't imagine that's not something easy to do, the processing that's necessary. So very cool stuff. Mr. Steve, what did you grab here?
So this is the latest Wawa beer.
Oh, the Wawak Lab.
The Wawak Lab with 2SP.
Yeah.
This is their Sunfest. It is a strawberry lemonade shandy. So I figured it was getting a little hot out.
Yeah.
Especially this past weekend on Sunday. Sunday it was brutal out.
Yeah.
And I was outside and these were going down quick. I actually have another shandy in the bag here, but I figured let's try a little shandies.
No, I like it, man. They do a pretty good job. It's kind of neat seeing places like Giant and Wawa and these other businesses, Sheets, doing beer collabs. I just think, I don't know, Linode should do one. Whatever, try to get one with Dogfish Head. We'll play them this clip.
There's a story there, but for another day.
But it's kind of interesting the way that people have done collabs. And what about that Dogfish Head music video? Have you seen that one? The Dogfish Head music video with what?
I just want to add, you like this beer? The strawberry lemonade?
It's not as I like the other one, the Weird Cat, better.
Is
it technically a beer or is it a shandy?
This is absolutely a shandy.
Yeah.
This one I don't know about.
Yeah.
This is definitely a shandy. It tastes like Natter Days to me.
Yeah. That's yeah.
It tastes like strawberry lemonade diet.
All right,
Strawberry
speaking of what stuff tastes like, I got a question and maybe a little bone to pick. Can I bring that up?
Yeah, please.
All right, so I'm listening to the last episode, right?
Yeah.
Enjoying it like I enjoy all your episodes, laughing, having a beer, right?
Yeah.
But somebody brought up two taste likes that I just wasn't quite grasping, right?
Okay.
So somebody said, maybe it was you, Steve, that said a beer tasted like electrical fire.
Yeah.
And I'm like, has Steve ever tasted electrical fire? And what does electrical fire taste like?
We got to find him one.
You've smelled electrical fire.
But I've never tasted it.
Think it just slides right down.
All right, but then somebody said it tastes like armpit. And I'm like, what are these guys doing like to compare their beers to?
That beer that tasted like electrical fire is the worst tasting beer I've ever had in my life.
What beer was that last?
But like, what's the worst thing you've ever tasted?
We didn't have that here. We were.
Oh, you were talking about something.
But what's the worst thing you've ever tasted?
Probably that.
It might be that
to
beer.
compare it to.
Oh, like something real.
Yeah, like something real. Because you've never tasted electrical
actually
fire, and you never tasted somebody's armpit. At least I hope you didn't.
I mean, you gotta
tasted
experiment.
What's
the worst thing I've actually put in my mouth? Not on purpose, but have you ever gotten a little earwax? That's a pretty bad taste right there.
Yeah,
that's a
good one.
Pretty
All
bad
right, that's a
taste.
good one. All right. I just thought, on the analogy, I was like, electrical fire.
I can't take credit for the electrical fire, but I was the one who said armpit. And that is that goes all the way back to like season 1 of this show. I used to say that all
you tasted his armpit?
It's a radio gag.
I said this beer tastes like armpit, or this beer tastes like gasoline.
Back in the day when he was first getting into beers and really didn't have his evolved palate that he has today, we would he would all the time have, or like every time we would have something crazy like a big double IPA, something that was like really hoppy and whatever it was. I think like King Sue was one, maybe Hetty Topper was one where he had and was just like, oh, this tastes like
armpit.
Yeah, tastes like feet. Something like sweaty feet.
Feet, I get. All right. I learned a little bit more about you, Taylor, but all right.
But who makes that beer, Quinceratops? Is that Brooklyn?
It was
the brewery? What is that?
It was Brooklyn Brewery.
Okay.
I just had to throw that out there.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that you definitely caught that, heard that, and was like, what is
I was going to bring a lighter and some electrical tape or some wire. I put on some extra deodorant today just in case. You guys were one of those types of guys I didn't know about and like licking armpits. I didn't know.
We have enough electrical stuff going on right here. I'm sure we could just malfunction something.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that how you taste stuff? People like to lick a salty hand before you take a shot of tequila. Sometimes we lick a battery and then
the funny thing is when we were at that bottle share that I said it tasted like electrical fire, nobody disagreed.
No, everybody's like, that's it.
I really think that.
At least you didn't say it tasted like ass and everybody agreed with you. That would have been.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, whatever this next beer is way better than the Wawa one.
Who's Darth Vader? That's a pretty cool
I was going to ask the same thing here in a second.
Watching on YouTube, appreciate it, Darth Vader. That's a sweet name. I hope they're a DJ. Got to be a DJ.
Got to be a DJ.
We probably know. I'm wondering if we know who that is, but sweet name.
It's a really sweet name. Good for you, Darth Vader.
Linode's C++ Citrus IPA. That's pretty good. That's a good name.
I like that.
Well done.
Well done. Copyright, trademark.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys were doing that last time too,
They
right?
can sell it at Bang Bang.
Yeah. The Bang Bang copyright trademark. That was the other one. Yeah. Copyright. I like that.
Oh, that's
I
funny.
do. I like that.
I tell you, I forgot all about that, and then I listened to the episode a couple days later, and it was hilarious.
Dying.
It was so funny.
I think it's a viable business.
Yeah,
I think so
agree.
too. Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
This would have been a perfect opening weekend. But,
I mean, this
Maybe next year.
What it's made for.
Bang Bang 2022.
No, dude, we got to open one in Austin and then go to the Austin Grand Prix next year.
Yeah. I am all in on F1. And the more that I'm into it, Charles Leclerc. That's my guy. I'm all in.
I think you guys need to have your own F1 show.
Charles Leclerc. Yeah, we should.
will.
We should. Yeah.
Is he French? What is that?
No, I think he's Italian.
Yeah, I think you're right because he's Italian and Ferrari, the whole deal. He's his name is Charles Leclerc is like how it's
Spelled.
You know what I mean? But that's how the announcers that all have fun.
We needed American Formula One guy. I mean, it was Eddie Cheevers or whatever his
Yeah.
name was. I think he was the last one. I mean, there's why don't they?
They've got a
Why
team
don't they
now.
do them?
They've got a team,
That's
and
Haas,
they go.
right?
Yeah, Haas is an American-owned team, and they do one. I mean, everyone's in like a different country every race. They do one in the U.S. and Texas.
But are Americans just so used to left-hand turns that they just don't like
I guess, man, for whatever reason,
Yeah.
people love NASCAR, but I don't know. I don't know. I said this last time, but watch that Netflix thing and then tell me if you're interested. Because
Ride to Survive.
I watched that thing and was like, it's like it reminded me. I don't know if I said this last time. It reminded me of Deadliest Catch. I don't know if anybody's into that. I love Deadliest Catch too, but like any of those reality shows where it's like real people, but they're just doing their job and you're following them. It helps build such like a foundation of the teams. And it's such a bigger depth that you're not just like watching the race to see who wins. You're actually rooting for and understanding like the personalities and all the stuff going on in there. But
I was in Montreal for Formula One once.
Really?
By accident.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy.
yeah, I would love to go. We'll have to figure that out.
Technically, like distance-wise, I think that might be the closest one to us is Montreal. Yeah.
I had that thought
Yeah,
actually. I saw that.
Tampa, right? But that's not as close to Montreal. But Tampa has one.
I think that's IndyCar.
Oh, is it IndyCar?
Yeah,
All right.
IndyCar is I guess the
Montreal,
American.
Austin, you're right.
Yeah,
IndyCar.
Yeah.
Listen to you two.
Yeah.
Snobs.
Yeah.
Right?
They've been watching this show for 8 minutes.
Yeah,
and
I know.
and they're
Dude,
snobs.
it's the English commentators.
That's what it is.
Automatically makes me feel like I'm better than everybody who's not watching it.
It's
Well,
just
they
people with
also
elitist status.
race in bad weather, which is badass, right?
So
Like when it's
badass.
pouring rain, they're like,
They
"Yeah,
don't
we're
cancel it.
we're
Yep.
still racing."
Just put them studs on.
So badass.
Speaking of racing, though, did you see that big wreck in the Tour de France?
Yeah.
God, with the
Son of a bitch with the sign?
Yeah.
Yo, did they find the person yet?
He was
No.
arrested.
They
Yeah, he
did
was
they get
arrested.
him?
Yeah.
Just recently?
Yeah.
Oh,
A couple days
shit.
ago, they arrested him.
Wow.
I just got to know what like the charges are going to be.
Yeah, right?
Like, what do you charge somebody for?
I was like, that's a massacre.
that's a massacre.
Like, people
Like,
are just
did you-
everywhere.
Some of those bikes were like ripped in half, like the weldings
Yeah.
like completely snapped. Like the sheer force of them just slamming into each other, going 0.1 miles per hour, was really intense.
They're putting an F1 track in Miami, and Leclerc is from Monaco. Thank you, Mario.
Yo, Mario, good job, man.
Yo, Mario, let's hang
Mario
out.
Andretti listening to us?
Yeah. Somebody said something that they're putting one that they might be building a track in Jersey somewhere. I can't confirm.
Yeah.
If that happens, I'm
All
all
day,
over
yeah.
it. All
Right.
over it.
I was a huge fan as a kid of the Monaco Grand Prix. Just that tunnel that they went under,
Yeah.
Yep.
go under,
Yeah.
and then go by the water and stuff.
So cool.
I used to
man.
try to build that with a slot car track and be like, yeah,
Oh, that's cool, yeah.
yeah.
That is awesome.
That beer tasted like slot car track.
Yeah, that could see. Rusty pennies. That's another one that we'll use as a descriptor every once in a
Burning
while.
rubber on a slot car track.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about? You know that smell?
Mhm.
When you,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. And then the slot car is that the one where you pull the trigger and
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Then you get an electrical burning smell in that there too.
Remember them things? We had them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We had the one from the TV show Viper. Does anybody remember what I'm talking about? It was on NBC. It was when the
Viper?
Dodge Viper car came out. and they had a TV show. They tried to make it like Knight Rider.
That's when marketing was easy. They just like released something with like a toy or a TV show.
Does anybody remember? Anytime I bring the show up, nobody ever knows what I'm talking about.
I do not remember.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, of
It was on
course.
NBC. Of course you do.
Yo, and the car like
It morphed, into like a cooler car.
Yeah, somehow it was already cool as a Viper.
Already cool as Viper.
But how ridiculous? No, I'm a marketing guy too, right? So like, how ridiculous is that they're like, Dodge is coming out with this new car. What are we going to do to help promote it? And they thought, let's make a TV drama series.
Somebody call NBC
on like a weekly TV show. Like, it's just absolutely crazy.
They probably spent their budget on that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess I'm curious to know if you're Googling it, like how long it lasted and stuff. It was probably
like 3 seasons.
1994 to 1999.
Wow.
In the near future, an organized crime group known as the Outfit has become a major force in America. Engineer Julian Wilkes develops a high-tech crime-fighting vehicle called
Julian.
the Viper.
Yeah.
No mention of Dodge ever, though, right? Just the Viper.
Yeah, I think it's just Viper. Yeah.
But you know, that car would transform and be like bulletproof and look really cool. And
it was like the red Viper that you would imagine a Dodge Viper being, and then he hits the Crime Stopper button, and it turns into this dope hardtop silver Viper that has it launched like a drone and stuff. Like we didn't even know what drones were back then. It had a drone. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a cool show.
What about Mantis?
Mantis was dope.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Weird shows back in the day. I hope I can find that on like Hulu or something.
Dude, if there's that many seasons of Viper, I'm ready to look it up on a bootleg site.
You have fun with that.
All right. This is a difficult question that I came up with, and there's no way I could answer it right now, but I'd be curious to see. No pressure, but if you guys would be able to. But if somebody decided they were going to make a beer about you, what would they call it?
Wow.
Right? Isn't that tough?
That's an awesome question.
It's a good one, and it popped in my head, so I took a note of it, but then I'm like, I have no idea. Like, that's...
Yeah, but, Dan, wrong crowd.
Yeah.
They have Dan's Good Beer.
Yeah.
But it's not named after Dan, but it's still...
another Dan.
It's still a good name for a beer for a guy named Dan.
Exactly.
Dan Good Beer.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it's a play on words. It's got the guy's name in it, whatever. But I thought that was kind of interesting. Anybody that's listening or watching, if you think of something, for any of us, put it in the chat. I think that'd be a good one.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. If you guys can come up with a beer name for the show or for any one of us here.
We'll give the best one a Linode t-shirt.
There we go.
You hear that, people?
Whoever comes up with the best beer name about any of us here at the table.
I want to throw the shirt at the camera like I'm throwing it into the audience, but it'll just screw up our whole set.
Fish.
Just barely miss it.
We'll give you a Linode t-shirt that fits.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. But I thought that was a good question, and I don't know what style I would be. That's like my first dilemma, and then I have no idea what I would call it.
I feel like you would definitely be a stout.
Maybe
a stoutsman.
We are stoutsmen.
Yeah, I feel like you would be a stout too.
We're all stouts.
Well, speaking of stouts,
yeah,
yes. I don't know what I would be. I'd be a Bud Light Lime.
Yeah.
So before I came here, I had to look in the refrigerator and figure out what I was going to bring. There's some really interesting beers in the back of my refrigerator.
Nice.
So I figured I might as well bring the Might
weirdest.
Be Brews guys some beer that I'll be like, what?
Nice.
Here.
Oh, there we
Wawak
go.
Farm.
Oh, sweet.
So there's for you guys.
Thank you.
I bring gifts.
Thank you.
Peanut butter stouts. Enjoy those.
I've talked to them, and hopefully they're going to be a future guest.
All right. Well, hopefully they're going to be a future guest, and when they do, hopefully they'll bring you some more peanut butter stouts.
I like those guys. They have a pretty good social media presence. I don't know if he's the brewer or not, but he pops on and does like a live stream on Facebook or Instagram almost every week, and he talks about what's coming out, and he'll drink the beer.
This smells like a Taylor special right here.
Does it?
Well, my goal is to just keep bringing gifts so I get invited back. I mean, here we go.
That's an easy way to do it.
What do we got? Cooper's Smoked Stout. That sounds terrible.
It's really good.
Terrible.
Cooper Smoked Stout.
That's my luck, Doppelbock. That's what Fish has got so far.
Smoked stout. Okay, that's my luck. Doppelbock.
Doppelbock. I do like saying that. That's probably about
Doppelbock.
They're not bad beers. They are not bad beers. You know what I saw today that I thought was interesting? Driving home from the airport this morning. Jose Bueno.
Oh yeah, what's up, Bueno?
Dude's on a billboard, a giant effing billboard.
For real?
Yeah, on like Route 1.
For what?
For like his the company he works for, Morvent. It's like an HVAC company.
They don't pay us.
No, they don't pay us.
Maybe they will.
But I was like driving and I was like,
do they need cloud solutions?
Double take? Probably.
Yo, Bueno, hit us up.
Yeah, but shout out Jose Bueno. If anybody knows him, tag him in the chat. Joe Good. His actual name's Joe Good. We call him Jose Bueno for some reason.
I like that.
Yeah.
Before we get to the Warwick,
yeah,
what did we think about the Funk Shandy?
It was good. I don't know how good it was because it's completely forgettable at the moment. Maybe there's just too much going on in my brain, but
I love the name of it. Did you see the name of it? So the name of it, and you have to say it like this, is Bikes.
Yes.
If you know
Tom Segura.
If you know the Tom Segura, there's a Tom
Bikes.
Bikes. So he does this bit about.
I don't remember the bit. I'm going to take another.
He was watching
Scared Straight.
And a prisoner asked a kid, "Why are you here?" And he's like, the kid was like, "I was stealing bikes." And the prisoner went, "Bikes, bikes." So now every time he goes past somebody on a bike, he yells, "Bikes, bikes."
Oh, that's hilarious.
But the funny thing is, I found the actual episode on YouTube.
Okay. Of Scared Straight?
Of Scared Straight.
Nice. Yes. You watched
really?
it?
It's so it's so forgettable.
Yeah.
The guy's like, so it just goes to show you how a comedian can take something like that. That's that
so how many
run
times,
of the mill and turn it into something.
Yeah, right.
Funny.
How many times did you hear it from Tom Segura before you actually watched the clip?
Oh, at least 2 or 3. It comes up
like
on my Pandora a lot.
I don't know about you guys, but every once in a while, there's this weird brain phenomenon, I think, that happens to me where if you've heard something as like a sounder a bunch of times and then you hear it in its natural habitat, it sounds so out of place. It's like really weird.
Kind of like a Ric Flair woo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I'm just trying to think, like when I used to listen to Preston and Steve all the time or something like that, you know, they would use sounders from movies or whatever. And then you finally watch the movie and that part comes up and then it just completely messes with your brain. Like, I feel like it just sounds way out of place, even though that's where it's supposed to be.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of an example, but I don't have one.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Let's talk about this beer. Jackie's Goldfish Chucker Goza.
Yo.
What is it? Jackie's what? Do we have a winner?
That's a good one.
Is that the leader in the clubhouse? What is it?
That is at the moment.
So our goldfish died, and we are big fish. I hold my hands up like this. He was definitely not that big. It was like that big.
Still big. Still big for a goldfish.
Big goldfish. We threw him into the bushes for the birds when he died. And
because they didn't want to clog their toilet.
Jackie didn't use a plate or anything to like fling him out there. She had him in the net and went like this, and he just went straight down over the railing into our neighbor's planter's box.
And you left it there?
No.
Did you knock on the door and go, "Excuse me"?
Yeah.
I was outside with the dog at the time, and when I was coming up, she was going back down, and she's like, "I'll be right back."
She
I was
tried
like,
to
"Where are you
throw
going?"
it
She's like,
and
"Just
failed.
look out the back." And I look down, and there he is, just partially covered in soil.
The funny thing is, wasn't that the day that you both had your COVID shots? Or you were both like,
we were both dead sick that day.
Oh my god! I have 2 goldfish stories. You want to hear them?
Yes.
Sure.
So one goldfish story is back in college. We had goldfish, but we also had piranha. They were fabulous.
Ooh,
they were fabulous. This is back in I'm dating myself, late 80s, right? But you could buy piranha at a pet store.
That's awesome.
So we would buy piranha and we would buy goldfish and we would bet on
that's awesome.
on the survival of the goldfish.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Now, would you bet on the time limit it would survive?
No, we had piranha. We threw 2 or 3 feeder fish in. I'll take that one.
Yeah.
Just watch.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. And then the other goldfish story is my wife was a goldfish killer. She would like go to my neighbor's house when they were on vacation and try to feed their goldfish. And I think for 2 or 3 consecutive summers, she killed them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So never have my wife.
Yeah,
come
watch
over and
her
feed your
goldfish.
because she will kill them.
That's hilarious.
All right.
Note taken.
I digress.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I'd love to see Jackie try to throw like the first pitch of a ball game.
Oh my God.
If she can't throw a goldfish, I'd be curious to see how that would
I
go.
can see it happening because if you think you got the net
Yeah.
and you fling and just the net just
Was it in the net
crumbles.
or did
Yeah,
she?
it was in the net.
Okay.
Yeah,
You did say that.
At least
Yeah.
it didn't
Yeah,
Yeah,
at least it didn't
right.
fly back at her or in the apartment. That
It'd be
was
funny if she tried to get it out of the house and it flung back in accidentally, and it's like it's a sign.
and flopped and
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm still alive. Why are you doing this to me? I'm still
And
alive.
and the cat just came in and scooped that Sean up.
Oh, that's good. That's we got to make a little skit or something.
we should.
That's good.
What's the name
That
of the
could be a
beer now?
movie.
Jackie's.
Jackie's Goldfish Chucker Goza.
I love it, Fish.
That's a good one. That's the best one so far. If anybody didn't hear, I'm gonna try to keep these going. Try to
Name-
come up with a beer name. We're coming up with beer names after people on the show or related to the show.
Show adjacent.
Show adjacent.
So this beer does not taste like it smells.
Mm-mm.
I was expecting it to be a very sweet stout, but it's not that.
Yeah,
It's got chocolate.
A lot of bitter chocolate.
It's a bitter, almost a smoky kind of chocolate
Yeah.
to it.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
I like that it's not as sweet as I thought it was going to be.
It is almost smoky. Like that's how bitter that is. It's got a nice bite. Crazy bite.
Do you think that that's the peanut butter though?
What, making that bite?
Yeah, like the bitterness.
I don't think so. I think it's either cocoa or hops.
Because
Or
I get
both.
I get like a really strong like peanut butter aftertaste.
It definitely is peanut butter at the end.
Yeah, that's what I get. It's good. It is good. Yeah, you didn't ask his first beer experience.
Jesus Christ.
You're the worst.
That's how this
He had
goes.
nothing to do with my first beer experience, but all right.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
yeah. It was almost that long ago.
Mm,
But
close.
Yeah.
Close.
I'll never forget. I got mom really good one time. I got her a birthday card, and it was like it's like a birthday story. Two dinosaurs were walking together, and then you open the card, and it's like, remember? It got her so good.
Yo, you know what popped up in my memories the other day?
What?
That fucking cake.
Oh, it did me too. Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah.
We came together.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We had
We-
just what was that?
We just went and saw. We went
Uh,
up to New York to visit
yeah.
our parents, and we just saw The Hangover 2. Have you seen the second Hangover movie?
Yes.
When what's his name
That's
goes?
not the Tyson one, right?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is the
yeah,
Tyson
yeah.
one.
When he's
No,
in the strip
Tyson's
club.
the first one.
No, when he's in the strip club in Indonesia or wherever they
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, we came together." Is basically the
Yeah.
butt of the joke.
Yeah.
And my mom thought it was the funniest scene in the movie. It was terrible, but we went. It was
We went to the
His
grocery store. And
Dad's
got a
birthday.
cake.
We got a
Yeah,
cake, and we had him right on there that we came together.
Yeah,
And
it really
the-
said
the-
we
the
came
lady-
together. Yeah.
The lady at the store was like looking at us like,
Like,
"What,
what?
are you
Yeah.
talking about?" Like, we drove up here from PA together, and
Yeah.
she was like, "Ah."
It's like going to a baseball game and asking the pitchers if they have any balls.
Yeah, right.
My wife did that too. She's going to love me after this podcast.
Yeah.
She went to a game once with my daughter, and
Yeah.
they were yelling for a baseball, and she's like, "Hey, do you have any balls?"
Yeah,
To the baseball player.
yeah.
Well, speaking of balls, Rob, you had me pull this sounder here. I'm just going to play it.
Used to be, if you wanted a keg of beer at your party, you were talking major hassle. But now there's something better. Party Ball from Coors Extra Gold and Coors Light. You see, instead of this, you get this. Over 5 gallons of brewery fresh beer in a portable plastic container. You just pack it with ice, push in the handy reusable tap, and party with a bunch of your friends. Then recycle the container. So forget the hassle and pick up a Party Ball at your favorite store. Because it's just not a party if you don't have a ball.
what is that?
That is, first off,
Party ball.
the best audio I've ever heard in my life.
Well, what year is that commercial from?
89.
89,
Yeah.
something like that?
Yeah, that's part of my beer journey, right? So my beer journey started when I was 15 years old, when I raided my dad's refrigerator, and he had Carling Black Label in it. You guys don't even remember.
I don't even
Carling
know
No,
that.
I don't. I've never heard of
is,
that.
Right, so look that up. Carling Black Label. Then it progressed to college when I had, Natty Bow and Natty Light and everything in the everything that was that cheap. Then I went to Coors Light beer balls and Stroh's 30 packs.
Holy crap!
Yeah. So
I just found a picture of one.
The beer ball. The beer ball was the thing, right? You had like over 2 cases of beer in a ball. You bought a tap for like $5 and you tapped it and you put it on ice in a plastic bag. And when you were done with it, you had a soccer ball. Fantastic.
Crazy.
It wasn't like glass or
no, it was plastic. You could kick it around.
Plastic.
Wow.
Yeah. You could kick it around, especially after you were drunk.
I'm pretty sure I remember my aunt and uncle having one in a pool float when we were in there.
Awesome.
My grandmother's pool, just like
great.
pushing it across the
awesome.
pool.
Yeah. So, the answer to my first craft beer, I didn't really have my first craft beer probably until like 10 years ago because I was a lager drinker. I went to Scotland in college, had, just drank lagers. And then started drinking Lager Light, which all my friends who are listening to this, or anybody who's listening to this, will laugh their asses off because they know I used to be a big Yingling light lager guy. But then I met guys like Mr. Steve and half a dozen other guys, and they introduced me to they opened me up, and now I'm much more open minded. And now I'm a session IPA drinker. Firestone Flyjack is one of my favorites.
Yeah,
and so session IPAs are
where it's at for you,
where I go. So sorry, I'm not that exciting on a Might Be Brews.
No, it's
podcast
okay.
Beer, but
that's awesome.
But that's it. But hey, that Coors beer ball.
Yeah, that's sweet. I tried to pull up a picture on here, but I'm using Taylor's whatever this is, a Mac John, and I'm having issues.
Yeah, I sent it to Taylor, and I'm like, hey, cue this up.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's
awesome.
really cool. Yeah, if you guys, I tried to pull it up on screen, but Google Coors Party Ball.
So it reminded me of like the Heineken party keg.
Yeah, they did the little keg thing.
You didn't want to kick that though,
right? Yeah, right. You don't want to kick that. This looks awesome. Like,
and they stopped producing them in 2011.
Oh,
so
really?
Only about 10 years ago. Yeah,
that's crazy.
10 years
I
ago,
never
they
even
stopped
saw one
producing
before.
them.
Has anybody ever seen a party ball before?
Yes.
I still have a beer ball tap.
Yeah,
Said
you got
Dan. Yeah, Dan's got one.
so wait, it's a different tap?
you just buy. You had to buy the tap for like
Okay.
$5, $10, and then every time you bought a beer ball, you just
Yeah, you could reuse the tap.
Yeah,
Okay,
That's
okay.
awesome.
Okay.
They still sell Black Label at Exton Beverage.
Carling Black Label. Do they do? There you go.
That's what Mario says. John's Single Sizzler IPA.
I
What does
like
that
it.
mean?
I don't know, but it has a nice ring to it.
I'm trying to
Anything
like
with
find a
multiple
reference.
S's is funny.
Look at the big brain on bread.
Reeves Angry Ale. That's a good
Ooh.
one.
Yeah.
Mr. Steve's Electrical Fire Roush Beer.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a good one. You guys will have to pick one. I'm not going to be the judge. At the end of the podcast,
Dan says we're bringing back the beer. We're going to bring back the beer ball.
Do it. You won't.
Bringing the beer ball back. I can get that eventually.
Do we want an IPA next or a stout next?
Probably not though. That's what he said. That's a good one. Shout out Dan. Wrong crowd. I see you got the Burrow there. I just had a Burrow Pilsner the other day. I had one left in my fridge and cracked that bad boy. But good stuff. I love that Dan Good beer.
Oh,
that one, and then
Swing Oil.
The
You try the Swing Oil. Swing Oil's good.
no, I don't think I did.
That's good.
Is that an IPA?
It's IPA, and Dan told me that it's 5.9 in alcohol because when he sells at the golf courses, they can't put anything on the golf course that's over 6%.
Nice.
So it's 5.9.
Yeah. What's it called?
Swing Oil.
Swing Oil. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a
Really
that's
good.
a good move.
Yeah.
It's a good marketing move.
Really good.
Everything's good about that.
Really good.
I liked. They came out with another one that I really liked. Highway to the Flavor Cone.
Yeah.
I loved that beer. Highway to the
Flavor Cone.
yeah. Oh, it's a Bang Bang.
King Julius.
King J.
King
It's a Bang Bang. It will sell those at the store.
You're going there again?
Yeah. Our store's gonna have secondhand illegal treehouse as well as
Treehouse clones from the beer maker.
right. We'll see if I can pull that off. Get a little water if you don't mind. I still got some stout. If anybody's got a little bit of agua nearby, thank you, sir.
Fancy water, according to Jackie.
It's John's first day doing the podcast. He doesn't know to bring some water.
Yeah, I know, right? I'll get the hang of it eventually.
First day jitters.
First day jitters. All right, what do you guys think about Jeff Bezos going to space? Because isn't that going to happen like in a month?
Yeah,
like it's going to be really soon. But I just saw an article that he's like going to bring like an 80-year-old with him, like some like I don't know if that's true, but I saw some article of him hugging this like older lady that's like in her 80s. I think it was her 80s, and they were like, he's going to bring her to space with him.
So I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
So we have a potential vendor that we're going to use to do this big rebranding.
Okay.
Right. So I was talking to my boss, and he said that he was having this conversation with this agency, and they have an existing customer that they work with. It was a big brand. I don't know it, but if I did know it, I probably shouldn't mention it here. But instead of paying cash, this company that's doing this rebranding is responsible for private space programs.
Okay.
So instead of paying cash, the CEO of the company
Mm-hmm.
traded the cash investment for the rebranding
Mhm.
for a seat on a spacecraft,
On a future flight.
Would
Wow.
you would you go if somebody offered you today a trip to go into space? Would you go? No money. Just would you go?
Yeah, I would love to. I would absolutely love to. The issue is watching, like, somebody like SpaceX has had great success with, it's amazing what they can do. They're landing their first stage and second stages, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like back on drone ships. It's absolutely crazy. But I've also seen, their Starship prototype blow up like 100 times in a row.
And I'm not scared about blowing up. I'm just claustrophobic as F. So there's like no way I would go into a 2x2 foot, 3x3 foot cube and just, I mean, I couldn't do it.
That's an interesting point. I mean, just getting off an airplane today from Dallas, like 3 hours on an airplane seemed like a lot. And I was thinking about, like, I have to go to the West Coast soon. Like, those 5-hour flights suck.
Yeah, but you can at least get up and walk around on a flight.
Yeah, exactly.
That thing, you're like strapped in. You're not only you in a 3x3 foot box, but you're strapped in and you can't get out.
The difference, though, is
thanks.
I think his trip is only supposed to be a couple hours.
Yeah, it's not long.
Like, he's going to go up and maybe orbit once or twice.
I don't think he's going to go.
No?
I think he's worth too much money to go.
I thought I saw something that's a really good point.
Yeah, I don't
why
think
risk it, right?
Unless he's insured, but I don't think he's going to.
Yeah, I don't know what the legal ramifications would be, but I saw people trying to, like, I don't know how they could even think it's possible, but they were signing a petition to not let him come back. Like, they were getting people to sign a petition, like, don't let, like trying to get like some agency to say, like, once he goes up, don't let him come back down.
My question is the old lady the person who won the auction? Because they auctioned a seat.
Oh, really?
And somebody bought it for like millions.
Yeah, I just said like 80-something-year-old lady going to Jeff Bezos going to space with Jeff Bezos,
and they haven't. When I covered it on Might Be News,
sorry, he's kind of your competitor.
A couple weeks ago,
talking him up quite a bit.
They hadn't revealed who the person was.
That's why we hope he goes to space.
Right. I think he's going to go. I think that. I mean, this is just a step in that direction. Something like this has to happen in order for.
I don't know if that's real or fake news.
He retired though from Amazon. He's done.
Did he?
Yeah, he's like done. A figurehead or something.
Yeah, he's I mean, he made a lot of money
on the board or something, maybe.
Yeah.
And had to give half of it to the wife.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
and she's just giving half of it away.
And Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Wonder what Bill Gates' wife and Jeff Bezos' wife are up to right now. Do you think they're partying
whatever
somewhere?
the fuck they want?
Yeah. Anywhere,
trying
anytime.
to come up with like a competitive space program.
Talking to Russia.
Yeah.
Thank you for this, by the way.
Oh, you're welcome. I would 1000% go to space.
Yeah.
What?
Absolutely.
Are you claustrophobic at all?
No.
Ugh.
But I've when I was a little kid, space was
look
my,
at that. I didn't do
Oh
that.
no.
Space was my jam. Like, I always wanted to go to space.
Yeah,
Sorry. This was a gift from Steve.
We got a little bit of an overflow here in this can.
I threw it up in the air so he would catch it. And
but yeah,
like America's Got Talent, we did like a little skit.
Yeah.
Did you get thrown up in the air?
Yes.
There you go. Sorry about that.
I would I'd be really, I don't know. I would definitely want to go. Because I think like a quick trip would be really cool. I would love to experience weightlessness, to see the curvature of the earth.
No.
Just to come back and be like, you mother effers, it's not flat.
For real.
Stop your shit.
How do you go up to space though for only a few hours? I don't get that.
Well, I think like it takes.
They're not. They're just going. Yeah. They're not. Like,
I think you get to like lower Earth orbit or something like that. You know, you can get up into space in 15 minutes. and then you're already going whatever it is, 16,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You're gonna do it again.
You could blame me on the first one. I'm definitely not taking the
is
blame
this?
on the second one.
Sabotaging me.
Foam, the can of foam.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, then once you're going like 16,000 miles an hour, you orbit the Earth in like 8 minutes. You know what I mean? Once you're up there with like no gravity,
You're moving.
no, not only no gravity, but there's no like friction, right? There's like, it's a vacuum. So you're not hitting like atmosphere or air. So you're just scooting along. Have you ever
Just going
seen the
for it.
space station like from Earth?
No.
I used to like be really excited about the possibility of it and tried to look out for it. I like would look on websites and it would say like, oh, in your area, you should see it at like 7:55 PM or whatever. And I never did. And finally I actually saw it. I was just like outside one day looking at the stars and watched it go by, but you can see it. Like a lot of times is if there's a clear sky, like it literally passes, like orbits the Earth like every 8 minutes. It's just up there going like literally 20,000 miles an hour.
So crazy.
Just nuts.
Space is buggy, and that's why I would never go. Unless it was a situation, and I don't remember if it was this show or another show that I talked about this. You were there. So it might have been,
Yes.
Yeah. I would go to space if it was a situation where I could go into like that cryo sleep or whatever, wake me up when we get there kind of deal.
Yeah.
That's how I would play it.
You know, the last manned SpaceX mission, there was some kind of problem where there's so much shit in space right now, right? There's like 1 billion satellites.
Yeah.
Like so many, like it's absurd. And there's probably a lot of them that there's no like regulations. Remember that one that was coming down from China and they're like, it might land in New York.
And
like,
it might
you
hit
know,
some
who
people.
knows, right? Just, it's like kind of unregulated. But when that mission was going up, they like almost aborted it because they were like, there's like something in orbit that is moved and now has a trajectory to hit that ship while it was trying to dock. And they literally had to be like, all right, stay exactly where you are. Nobody move. And they had to wait for that thing to pass. So like, and nobody knew it at the time that it was happening, but like it's crazy just like how dangerous it can be. You know what I mean?
Have you guys ever played the Flight Commander app?
No.
Yeah. Try that.
What is it, a game?
Well, it's just a flight simulator on your phone.
Okay.
But it's
For space or like
no,
for
no,
planes?
just like for planes.
Yeah.
But it's like one of the most realistic flight simulators.
And it's on your phone?
Oh yeah.
That's cool. I would
Yeah.
love that.
And when you crash, you crash.
Yeah.
Like in cities, on runways.
Oh wow.
If you look it up on YouTube, there's people that have like flight simulator like channels.
Yeah.
And like I would love to have a setup like that where you've got like 3 monitors that look like, you know,
Try Flight Commander.
Yeah.
It's
you know, and then they've got like the chair and they've got the throttle and the you know,
the whole
the
thing.
whole yoke
Yeah,
or whatever, you know. It'd be so much fun.
And you guys checked out that intelligence report on the UFOs?
Yeah, I was
Been
hoping
checking
for
it out?
more because like I follow that Jeremy Corbell. He's like the lead guy that kind of like reports this stuff.
I feel like they said a lot without saying a whole lot at all.
Yeah, I think they were hoping for them to
Well, I think
release a bunch more information, but literally what they said is like, yes, we have tracked stuff. We've released stuff already that you guys have seen,
like
but
140 some
yeah,
instances in the past like couple years
that have been investigated
and that they cannot explain.
Yes.
And that most of it, like literally, like the vast 99% of it is unexplainable.
Yeah.
And to the point where they believe like there's literally next to zero possibility that a foreign entity has unlocked this technology that can do what these, you know, flying objects can do. So to me, just basically just that sentence alone is like, yeah, there's aliens. I mean,
Yeah.
what else could it be?
You guys are so hard up for there to be aliens. There's
yeah.
not. Just stop. Just let it go. There's not going to be aliens.
I think about it way too much.
Non-believer.
So
Do you really?
I think about so like for example, I was driving down the road the other day, or no, I think it might have been today, and I'm off of the airplane and I'm driving home. But right before I saw Jose Bueno on the on the billboard, there's that Sunoco terminal. So there's like an oil yard, right, where or a tank farm they call it, where there's just a bunch of oil products for people to deliver to gas stations and whatever. And it made me think, like, I wonder if there's if like another civilization, and if it's just Earth, but like, what if they evolved in a different way where they never used fossil fuels? You know what I mean? Like, how come we did and then we didn't? Like, what if somebody like evolved in a way where they could have just gone straight to, Tesla electricity and stuff like that, and solar, and never even thought to burn what they dig out of the ground? You know what I mean?
And because of that, we're like super far behind them. And
maybe. I mean, but I don't know.
I don't think about it that deep, but I think about it like to where, I mean, if there's over 140 instances in the past couple years that are that unexplainable and that are that blatant, and I think it's really cool that they are like, hey, I mean, this report doesn't have pictures or videos included in it, but there's speculation that much more of that is coming. And I read this theory the other day. There was a huge asteroid or meteor or whatever that passed the Earth a few years ago, and there is speculation that wasn't a meteor. It was an actual like alien craft.
Yeah, I do remember seeing that, because it like either changed course randomly or changed its speed. And they're like, that doesn't make sense.
I think that's what it was, and don't quote me, but like when it came closer to the Earth, it like slowed down, and then it like sped up again, like when it went past or something. I don't know. The whole thing's crazy.
I'm with Mr. Steve. It's nonsense.
Nonsense? That's crazy. Space is too big.
Think of how fragile our life is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If we heat up by 10 degrees, we die.
Mm-hmm.
And you're telling me that there's life that's developed outside of those parameters? How many lucky chances had to happen for things to evolve on Earth?
I've thought about that before too, like just the way that we've evolved from there being rocks into something, into frogs, and then monkeys and humans, and whatever it took for evolution to start from nothing, or whatever the case is, to us. I don't know. It's crazy to think about. I don't want to get like religious and half religion, half evolution or whatever. You know what I mean?
Behind all of it. Yeah. Well,
but whatever. Like if that was the case, evolution, let's say, then how it's a 1 in a billion chance that we ended up as people, because we on our own planet see a ton of species that aren't capable of anything. You know what I mean? And things went just right that we're able to, make podcasts and drink beer.
Have iPhones.
Yeah.
Stuff.
All right, I have a beer question for you guys.
Yeah.
Not you, these guys.
Now our Padawan here he's coming up a little bit.
No, he's right. No, he's right.
Come on, let's be serious.
This tastes like armpit.
Focus on the dials. The beer, like, again, I apologize to everybody. I'm not the sophisticated beer guy, right? But like when you smell it
mm-hmm.
and you drink it,
mm-hmm.
it's two totally different senses, right?
Yeah.
So why smell it? Just drink it. Like, why do you smell a beer?
Your smell affects your taste.
Yeah. So to say they're completely different isn't 100% true, because I think that your taste buds and the way you perceive how something tastes is actually, your brain is using a little bit of nose in that too.
Is that stolen? Has that been stolen from like wine, or did wine steal that from beer, or is it the same thing?
I would imagine that beer stole it from wine, just because wine's evolved much more than beer has.
No, I think when you start to really have fun trying beers and tasting things and whatever, it ends up just being fun to like get that nose and try to like think about what it might taste like. And then it tastes completely different or the same. Like I think about Dan's beer, where over at Wrong Crowd, he had that beer that smelled like, what was it? Straight rosemary.
Right.
The rosemary goza, was it? I don't know if it wasn't rosemary. It was
an herb, but I don't remember which herb it was.
Yeah, but it was like so strong. I think it was rosemary, but it was so strong it smelled like a Christmas tree.
Right.
And you're like, this just smells like pine. There's no way that this could possibly taste good because it had such a strong nose. And then I think we just find it interesting that you drink it and it's like, holy crap, this is an incredibly balanced, nice sour, just a little bit of that flavor. And it's weird that so much of it's on the nose, but it doesn't taste like that necessarily.
I'm learning. And then the other thing that I'm interested to hear your opinion on, not yours, Taylor, is pairing beer with food. So how does that work?
Plum rosemary. That's what it was. Dan said.
Yeah.
So talk to me about pairing beers with food, because I don't understand that either.
So there's two trains of thoughts that I've read, and I am not a beer or food pairing expert. You either want to pair things that are very much alike or things that are almost polar opposites. Like Dan's rosemary beer, that plum rosemary, would you pair that with a chicken breast that you've made with rosemary and rosemary potatoes and something like that? That would probably be a good pairing. I like to drink heavy flavored beers with heavy flavored foods. A chicken wing that's got a lot of flavor to it with a heavy flavored IPA, because they're not gonna. You'll still be able to get both of them. I know that's kind of. I don't do beer pairing enough, and I don't know enough about it, but those are the kind of things that I'll kind of look for.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever gone out of my way to pair something. I've seen beer pairings, and I've never really taken any of that seriously until I forget what it was. Maybe when we were hanging out at Brett's house
when we did Belgian Beer Day.
Yeah, so we're drinking Belgian quads and lambics and whatever, and not that the beer style has much to do with it, but we had all these snacks out, charcuterie board type things, you know what I mean, like little crackers and cheese and meats and whatever. And it was kind of crazy that you would sip a beer and it would taste like something, and then you eat some piece of cheese and it does something to your taste buds, and then you take a sip of that beer that you just tasted and it tastes different. So like whatever you're eating definitely affects your taste buds and then makes you taste that beer differently while you're eating it together. So I've never gone into like the science of it or really tried to like hone in on something like, oh, if you eat this with this, it's incredible. You know what I mean? Like if you eat like chocolate with like a good stout, sometimes people say like that's really good. Sometimes I think that it could take some of the sweetness out of it, or you overload with the chocolate, so then you don't taste the chocolate when you're drinking the beer. So I don't put a whole lot into the pairings necessarily, or I put much work into it, but I see why people do it.
Yeah, I mean, I would get like a peanut butter chocolate stout, like when I'm eating dessert or something. I could totally get that.
Yeah. I feel like I would just rather have a peanut butter stout instead of dessert.
Or
which is kind of ends up being my
no, super helpful.
Thing.
I mean, those are two questions I wanted to ask you guys for sure.
Yeah.
Dan just dropped a big comment in the chat there.
Oh wow, things like
what did it say? Shut up, Rob.
Yeah. Whole paragraph.
Look, it completely covers us. Everything you're picking up that isn't bitterness, texture, sourness, saltiness, sweetness, you are smelling. So the difference between smelling something, what is that, orthonasally, without tasting, and what you smell retronasally. Those are words I'm like having trouble saying it because there's words that I've never even known existed. Is that coming up is what your brain combines those taste and touch sensations with the aromas and tells your brain that's part of the same singular sensory experience. Woo! That's pretty crazy. I mean, that's a very awesome scientific thing, but yeah.
That's awesome, Dan.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dan.
The nose definitely plays a part.
He comes in there with that, and I'm like, I eat chicken wings with IPAs.
Yeah.
And John's like, charcuterie.
Yeah. Charcuterie.
I like cheese with my
cheese and
Belgian
crackers,
beer.
John.
Charcuterie.
Cheese and crackers, John. Cheese and crackers.
Yeah.
Just say it.
I don't know if you've ever seen that. You ever see people do that? They'll type in like charcuterie instead of charcuterie.
Bone apple teeth.
Yeah, bone apple teeth. That's like,
oh shit. That's
oh, that's good stuff. All right, so I'm super excited about this. If Brett's still watching, Let's get him jealous because he's a big Prairie fan.
He is a big Prairie fan.
We've got Prairie Artisan Ales Mocha Noir.
Should we do this for Toast of the Week?
Bourbon barrel aged stout with coffee and natural flavors. Go ahead. Let's do it.
Yeah.
How about a beer?
Might Be Brews presents the Toast of the Week.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh my God.
Is there any left in there?
Not really.
Enough. Rob wanted a little.
Sorry. You want a little bit of this? You want me to pour some in your cup?
No, it's good. Well, yeah, sure.
It's got a little coffee into it. I thought you might like a little coffee, a little bourbon.
Tell me when.
That's fine.
All right. Yeah. Toast of the week. Mind if I go?
Yeah.
I'm going for it. I'm going to kind of do two. One of them, shout out to the founding fathers, founding America,
Wow.
best country on the planet.
There goes my toast of the week.
It's America.
Especially the general everybody's been waiting for, George
What?
Washington.
Dude, we watched Hamilton recently.
Yeah, I did too.
It's so fucking good.
It's so good. It's amazing.
Oh.
It's amazing. The other one is a friend of the show, former guest Marcus Baskerville over at Weathered Souls Brewing. He's the one that pioneered the Black is Beautiful beer, and he is just keeping that ball rolling, putting out all of the awareness that he's trying to do for social justice. He was on CBS this morning. He was also on another show, Entertainment Tonight, today also.
I saw CBS. I didn't see anything.
Yep,
else.
CBS Entertainment Tonight. So he was on a morning show. He's on a Tonight Show type thing. So he's out there doing big things. But we love the work that he's doing. We're glad that we can call him a friend of the show, and hope he keeps up the good work because he's out there doing his thing and getting that national attention. I think Walmart picked up. We can't buy beer at Walmart in Pennsylvania, but you can in a lot of other states. So Walmart picked him up, and they're selling his beer in a lot of locations. So he's getting the well-deserved, notoriety, whatever you want to call it, and killing it. So keep up the good work. Shout out Marcus. Toast of the week.
Yeah, this beer is really good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It smells good.
It's a little hot. A little hot.
Smells
if
like
I
it
had
might
to
be
pick
hot.
something.
I like it a lot.
It's really
I
tasty.
like it a lot.
It's not overpowered with coffee, but it's there. The bourbon's there. It's nice.
Holy cow.
It's really good.
Let me do a quick RIP to Giannis's knee.
Who?
Giannis. Is that how you say his name?
Giannis?
Who's that guy?
Giannis?
Giannis. That's how much I watch basketball.
I thought you were doing Janice from The Sopranos there for a second.
You went right for the first name. You're like F the last name.
Yeah, if I can't get the first name right, that was a shot in the dark.
Antetokounmpo.
Yeah,
that's all it is. You just gotta say it. Just go.
Oh my
G
God.
A.
The Greek freak. Just don't
Greek
even
freak.
mess with either name.
That was my second toast. So keep killing me.
Yeah, keep rolling. Who's next? Let's keep them going.
Well, my toast was going to be to Bobby Bonilla.
Bobby Bonilla.
Do you know about Bobby Bonilla Day?
Yeah.
For the people out there, Bobby Bonilla is now getting paid over $1 million a year from the Mets.
Yep.
So crazy.
He has not played since 1999 for the Mets.
Yeah.
And he's been being paid since 1999.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It stopped for a little while
and then started again.
And then it picked back up.
Yeah. But he's been getting
paid. He gets 25 checks from the New York Mets. And you know the reason for it? The Mets were involved with the Bernie Madoff scandal.
Yeah.
So the Mets thought they were going to make the money back
Yep.
by investing it with Madoff, which is why they said, you let us keep the money. We're going to work it into more money, and then we'll give you your money down the line. But
it's just an incredible deal that happened for somebody to be able to get a deal like that. And it's just awesome that people go out of their way to, give a shout out every July 1st.
July 1st.
And he get $1 million.
And he gets invited back to the Mets retro game every year, and
does he?
He doesn't go.
No.
Yeah.
Why do it?
I think he'd
Just take your money.
Yeah.
But he's getting paid more than Aaron Judge this year. He's getting paid more than Vlad Guerrero Jr.
It's so crazy, man.
It's nuts.
So Bobby Bo.
To Bobby Bo.
Bobby Bo, get your money.
Get your money, Bobby Bo.
Get your money. I ain't mad at you, Bobby Bo.
Like to go next, Rob?
Yeah, I'll reciprocate from a few months ago. Dan at Wrong Crowd toasted me. He told a wonderful story of how we met. So I wanted to toast Dan at Wrong Crowd. Dan is working hard with his team over there. Kevin, Kelly, Dan, Bob. I'm sure I'm missing somebody else. These guys went out and did an episode from Wrong Crowd, and I appreciate you guys doing that. Dan came into my life at a great time, and he's a friend, and I frequent his establishment as much as I can.
Yeah.
I hope that everybody listening to this podcast goes to Wrong Crowd in Westchester and enjoys a good beer there and a good meal. But thanks, Dan, for continuing to welcoming me and everybody else who comes into your great place.
Cheers, Dan.
I'm going to tell you this, Rob. Stop thanking us for going there. Dan's good enough that we would have gone there on our own.
Absolutely.
We definitely wanted to get there. If you have time, we really didn't get into it today to get into Rob's story really in depth.
Yeah.
Like you guys did. You wouldn't happen to remember which Might Be News episode that was
We'll
that
look it
Rob
up and
was
post it.
on. We'll try and put a link in there. But go back and listen to that episode.
Yeah, Rob himself has a fantastic story that's just really, I encourage really anybody to listen to it, but especially any male friends that we have. Just, the story, what you've gone through. And it's just a really important take that I think that nobody really talks about. You hear people, it's a weird analogy maybe, but I hear people say that like when women have babies, nobody tells them all of the weird shit that happens, that like you're actually going to end up in a diaper for a week. You know what I mean? Shit like that. You know what I mean? There's stuff that you just have no idea about that are part of it. So you really took your battle and told it in a very like relatable way. And I found it so like almost inspiring, because it's like, it's not, it is inspiring, but like what I'm trying to say is that like, every guy should listen to it, because it's really like a wake up call to like, hey, it's time to like, don't be afraid of it. Make sure that you're getting your health checks. You're doing what you're supposed to do. And it will definitely save you in the long run if you put that time in and stop being like a macho guy about things and go get yourself checked for things.
Yep. Right.
So that's the very short and sweet of it, but definitely go check out that episode, because it's, anybody that I honestly recommend any guy that's watching or listening, go listen to that episode.
It's episode 141 of Might Be News.
Yeah. So look up MBN Network on any podcast platform. Look it up on you. Is it on YouTube? I don't know if that episode's on YouTube, but I mean, there's not a live stream, but at least there might be the audio, but
I don't think so.
Anyway, look up MBN Network on any podcast platform and look that episode up.
Thanks, John.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
I pulled, let's see, my toast of the week. I've been hooked on this dude's art for a minute, and his name is Michael Kreiser. And I urge people to check him out. He does some really, really awesome art. John, read what is his Instagram?
Yeah, I don't know. You look it up.
Look at it.
I was trying to show people like maybe the logo or something.
Fine Art of MK. Just look him up.
At a Fine Art of MK.
That's what his handle is, oldschool.newschool.mk. But just search for Michael Kreiser art. He does like really, really cool like comic book art with different pop culture people. I have a bunch of his shirts. Most of mine, all of mine are like kind of hip hop involved, but he does have some like rock artists as well, and like a whole bunch of stuff. Like it's just, and he doesn't just do shirts. He does like prints and stuff as well. He doesn't pay us. He doesn't even. He doesn't even know I'm doing this. But like I'm a huge fan of this guy.
Check that out.
I bought like 4 shirts off his website. And then Jackie's like, "What do you want for your birthday?" And I was like, like at least 2 more shirts. And then he was running a deal, so I got a print for like half off too. And it's just really cool shit. It's like old school, like I would go with like 90s comic art. This is about 90s comic book art. And then he incorporates, some of your favorite artists. It might be some of your favorite artists. I don't know. Check out his website. That's where I find all this stuff. But really, really cool stuff. That's my toast of the week. I love creative people, and it's just really awesome.
Cheers. Got a little bit left here.
Nice work on having beer for the toast of the week.
Yeah, first time for everything.
It is.
Right?
Good work by you.
It's a great job.
That beer is amazing. I don't know.
Yeah, I almost toasted that beer.
I almost toasted this chair because it is the most comfortable thing I've ever sat in.
Pretty good chair.
It's fucking awesome chair. I'm gonna throw it
Well
off
done,
the
Jack.
deck where the fish landed and hope I can take it home.
Oh, that's funny.
I got a whole bunch of them in the back. You can have one.
I think you might have to replace that one.
Yeah, you can have
He's
that one.
taking it with him.
Yeah, he marked this one as his. Oh my god, that's great.
Yeah, did you guys see the BrewDog golden beer fiasco?
Yeah, like they plugged this golden can and then it wasn't made of gold.
They're doing like a Willy Wonka thing where they're like, you're going to get a golden can. It's a solid gold can in one of the cases.
It's worth like $24,000.
Is that what they said? Did they
Something
say
like
like
that.
yeah, that's
And it
kind of
never
crazy.
happened. They never put one in.
No, they did, and people found them, but it's like mostly like brass. I think
Yeah.
is what they found out. Like
worth-
or it was
It's
gold
worth like
plated.
$600.
Yeah, which isn't bad, but like part of me was thinking like if it was a solid gold can, like I would just lift cases at like every store to find which
Right.
one was like solid gold. Like one of them would have to be much heavier, but I don't know. But it ended up not being. But I guess they're like actually getting some heat for it, and I don't know if there's going to be lawsuits involved or anything. But
They got
Willy Wonka has celebrated its 50th anniversary this week.
this
Oh,
50th
yeah?
anniversary of Willy Wonka.
wow.
You get nothing.
Good day, sir.
Good day, sir.
Wow, I finally got a reference.
Wow, dude, you did
Good
a really
work by you.
job.
Yeah, I'm proud of myself. Let's end with that. End on a high note.
Is next show solidified?
I believe so. I got the okay from them, so I think it's safe to say it.
Do it.
Next episode coming from, I almost said wrong crowd, but Animated Brewing in Coatesville, Pennsylvania.
Oh,
Our
word.
buddies at Animated. We had them right at the beginning of COVID, and then like right when they were opening, and it didn't go well. Remember, we had all kinds of technical issues with the streaming service, and
That was like our first live, and it was just a shit show.
it went to shit. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. Maybe we'll do on site. We'll see if they've got a good Wi-Fi connection. We'll do an on-site broadcast. But yeah, if you guys took the time to hang out with us, to watch us, listen to us, we really appreciate you. Thank you, Rob, Linode.com, everybody over there.
Thanks.
Doing great work. We appreciate the support and helping us keep this thing going.
Thank you very much.
So
You're welcome.
make sure anybody that's listening again, go check out Linode.com/MBN. Look it up. Talk to somebody who does app development, programming, whatever.
they
have
will
them
want
check
to
it
see
out.
this.
They will want to see it for sure, for sure. But again, if you took the time to listen to us, to watch us, we really appreciate you. Thank you, and we will talk to you next time. Well done.
Thanks, guys.
Excellente.
Everybody on the stream, there's a handful of you still there. We appreciate you guys.
Bye,
Thank you so much.
streamers.
We'll see you next time. Good night. Get
Yep.
some sleep. Happy 4th of July weekend.
Go
We'll
on
talk to
Patreon. We
you.
got Flashback Friday tomorrow. Oh, we got a reviewer preview out today too. Go check it out.
Yeah, go look up MBN Network on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed so you can see all the videos, all the podcasts, the live streams, all that good stuff. So, all right. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Later. Bye.